Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I hope you are all well today. Let's wait a few minutes until everyone else arrives. I'm wearing once again my yellow top to match my yellow water bottle and my yellow bag. Okay, good morning, good morning. Let's just wait a few minutes. Good morning, everybody who is watching. How are you today? How was your day yesterday? Good morning, everybody. Okay, we have some people watching. Okay. All right, everyone, let's get started. So yesterday we were talking about how to write an email in English, right? Good morning, Kazu. Kazu is watching again from YouTube. Good morning, Wirini. Good morning from Facebook. Good morning, Pindao. Good morning to you too. What did you do yesterday? How was your day? Okay, everyone, let's get started. So yesterday we were talking about how to write an email, correct? Let's see what you guys have remembered today. Let me share my screen. All right, so yesterday we talked about a couple of things, right? We talked about how to write formally. That's the most important thing. And today we will continue talking about this. Today we're going to look at some grammar which will help us to write in a more formal way. Because even if you know how to write formally, if you don't have the grammar to support this, it's not going to work very well, right? Yesterday we had a look at here we go. Yesterday we had a look at these basic sentence structures. How to begin a polite sentence. I wanted to, I would like to, I was wondering if, and I am writing to. I am writing to. Okay, before we do anything else, I'd like to look together at the sentences that some of you wrote yesterday. Some of you wrote something, hang on. Some of you guys helped me out yesterday and you wrote an email. Okay, let me find the email and let's correct them. I took a picture on my phone, so just give me a second whilst I type it out. Okay, so first we have the email written by Napasa. Okay, so let's look. Dear Mrs. Doherty. Dear Mrs. Doherty. Hello, I'm Eliza Lane. I'm concerned about my daughter's maths level situation in the school. I'm writing to ask for your help. If you are able to adjust an extra class for her, kindly let me know. Warm regard, Eliza Lane. First of all, thank you very much, Napasa, for writing this yesterday. Okay, this is a great email. We've got some really good, strong starting blocks in here. First of all, I'm going to ask you guys, and Napasa, you can also do the same if you are here. Can you see anything that we can correct here? What is wrong? What can we make better? I will give you guys 2 minutes to look at this. What is incorrect about this email? I can see a few things. Can you find anything? Yeah.
I think one card should be.
Yeah, we can put this one here. I will give you a clue. What does the blue line mean? The blue line always means there is some grammatical mistake, right? Okay, I'm going to highlight the parts that have a problem. Maybe you can tell me what the problem is. First of all, here. What should this one be? In the school. School, in the school? No, school we always just say in school. Why? Because it's the generic name of a place. I'm not talking about a specific school. I'm talking about at home versus at school, right? I don't say at the home. I always say at home or at school, at church, right? At church. I don't say at the church. If I say at the church or at the school, I'm talking about it like it's a building. Yeah, so maybe, for example, I don't go to school, I'm an adult, but my friend says, hey, Melissa, where are you? And I say, I'm in front of the school. Here I can say the school because it has no relationship to me. I don't go to school, right? At school, at home, at church, what else can we say like this? At work, we can say at work. Yeah, in school, again, in school usually means like her education. Yeah, it's a short way of saying her education. It doesn't mean she is in the building. It means about her education. So for example, I'm worried about her grades in school, right? This means in her education. It doesn't literally mean in the building of school. Okay. So first of all, let's change this. In school. Or at school, actually, here would also be okay, yeah? In school or at school. Okay, second one, and this one should be very easy. What's the problem here? Yes, nice. Yeah, we should have an S on the end. Why? Because do you guys know what regard actually means? Maybe not, right? So to regard someone as a friend, this means to think of someone as a friend. To regard someone kind of means to see someone, to look at someone, to think of someone. So my regards means my thoughts, my friendly thoughts about you. Yeah, so you could say, for example, oh, please give your mother my regards. Yes, this means please tell your mother that I am thinking about her, that I hope she is okay, right? So please give your mother my regards. And we always say S. We always say S, right? Because regard is like, I have one nice thought about her. But actually, we usually have many nice thoughts about someone, right? So we always say regards, warm regards. And again, you can see the literal meaning of this is, hey, I'm thinking about you and I hope you're okay. It's like that. But again, don't worry, it's quite polite. So it's not like, I'm thinking about you. It's not like that. Like I could write this to my teacher, right? I could write this to my boss, no problem. Okay, let's have a look at the next. My daughter's maths level situation. Oof. I feel like this is I don't know, maybe this is a very Thai construction. I feel like you can just put words together and it's totally cool, right? What's the issue here? The issue here is that you have 3 nouns just like together and there is nothing joining them. Danny Dan, my favorite name, gives me this message. Please give your family my best regards. Yes, exactly. Please give somebody my regards. Or we can say give or please pass along my regards. We can also say, for example, if you would like to compliment somebody, you can say, oh, my regards to the chef. This means like I am eating in a restaurant, right? And I tell the waiter or the waitress, hey, this food was amazing. Please tell the chef. Yeah, please tell the chef that I really enjoyed their food. So you can say, oh, my regards to the chef. This means like, oh, this meal was so good, please tell the chef. Okay, so how can we correct this? I'm concerned about my daughter's what? Oh, question. Have you seen Game of Thrones? Did you ever watch Game of Thrones?
I know it, but I haven't.
Maybe some of you guys have seen this program. Do you remember the Lannisters? They are the ones with the blonde hair and they are very rich, right? And what do they say every time they like kill someone or do something bad? They say, the Lannisters send their regards. The Lannisters send their regards. It's like, this is their warm wishes. This is their warm thoughts, right? It's quite funny because it's very, why is it funny? Because it's very polite. Yeah, it's a very polite way of saying hello in a very impolite situation. Okay. So how can we correct this? My daughter's, maybe Pimdao saw it. I don't know. My daughter's, what do you guys think? First of all, I will give you a hint. I think in my time in Thailand, I've noticed many people say situation more often than we say it in English. So in English, we never say like X situation, or very rarely. We would say the situation of something. So what can we do about we would not say computer situation, right? Maybe we would say the situation with the computer. Yeah, what can we do about the situation with the computer? Oh, Natisha says, you have to work. No worries, please work. I don't want your boss to be angry with you. Please go and work. You can watch this maybe later. Okay. The situation with the computer. Or you could say, for example, I'm really not sure about the situation with your team. Are they on board? Do they agree? Good morning, Bea. Good morning. Nice to see you. Yeah, the situation with your team, not the team situation. Yeah. Okay, so I'm concerned about my daughters. To be honest, you can just say maths level. Like, what does situation add to this sentence? It doesn't add anything to this sentence, right? I'm concerned about my daughter's maths. Yeah? Or even just maths would be okay. Maths level at school. If you're able to, adjust an extra class for her, kindly let me know. I think this kindly let me know is very nice. I also think if you are able to, this is a very nice way of asking. Yeah, if you're able to do this, kindly let me know. Warm regards. Oh, good morning, Duke. Good morning. I hope you are well. Yeah, but maybe we wouldn't say adjust, because adjust means change an extra class. So what does that mean? It means there is already a class and you want the teacher to change the class. Like maybe make it start earlier or start later. But it doesn't mean a totally new class. So you could say perhaps, adjust means change slightly. So this suggests that there is already an extra class. So you could say, for example, if you would be able to adjust the time of the class to begin at 5:45 instead of 5:30, do let me know. Yeah, this would be correct. This would be correct because you're just changing it a small amount. Or for example, you could say, please adjust the clock. It's 2 minutes fast, right? It's just a small change, a small adjustment. So here, what can we say instead? Perhaps you could say, if you're able to be honest, I think with this sentence, if you were really writing this in an email, you would need to give much more information, right? But this is okay because Napasa just wrote this in like 2 or 3 minutes. But if we were really writing this, we would need to give much more information. So for example, if you're able to teach or give an extra class for her once a month, kindly let me know. I would be willing to compensate you for your time. What does this mean? Compensate you for your time actually means pay you, right? Compensate you for your time means pay you. Usually pay you well, yeah, pay you well. And this is a polite way to say pay you, right? Because sometimes if we're talking about money, then it might sound a little bit rude, right? To just say, I will pay you. So you can say, I will compensate you for your time. Okay? All right. Danny has a question. I'm really not sure with the math situation of my daughter. Is it okay? Danny, to be honest, we really don't say situation like this in English. Situation is like a specific thing, but this is an ongoing thing, right? So you could say perhaps, I'm not sure about. First of all, we say sure about, right? I'm not sure about my daughter's grades in school, or my daughter's maths, or my daughter's grades in maths at school. I might not say I'm not sure about, because I'm not sure about, it could mean I don't know. So, Danny, I personally would say something like, I'm concerned about, I'm worried about, I have concerns about, something like this, because it makes it very obvious actually what's happening. Because I'm really not sure could also mean I don't know, like I have no idea, right? Okay, I can join the class today until 10:20, then I will leave for my training. I will be back after 11:30. Yeah, no worries, Duke. Come for the time when you can. It's nice to see you. TJ, good morning. Could I still send an email to you? I did not attend the class yesterday, but I love to do the homework. You can send an email to me if you like, if this is easier, okay? My email address is, oh, hang on. Sorry, okay. Okay. This is my email address, so if you would like to send any written homework by email, and we can mark it in class together. Yeah, this is my email address. Please pay attention. There are 2 S's and 2 A's. I'm not spelling this incorrectly. Yeah, this is just my name at yahoo.com. Melissa Aoife May at yahoo.com. Okay. All right. Yeah, very good, Napasa. Thank you very much. Okay, now let's look at the second piece of homework. By English. I don't know if English is here today. Okay. Dear Mrs. Doherty, I am Eliza and I am a parent of a student in your maths class. I'm concerned that my kid, name, that she might not be able to follow up the math lessons. Hence, may I ask if she could have some tutorials with you to increase her exam results? With my deepest gratitude. Okay, yeah, let's have a look at this. First of all, again, very nice. We've got some really nice sentences in here. Good morning, English. Yes, this is your piece of writing that we're marking, right? Good morning. Again, we have some really nice sentences in here. I particularly like your use of hence and may, right? These are both very formal words. So that's very nice. Hence is a very nice word. For people that don't know, hence means therefore, yeah? Or it means from this. So an example of another sentence with hence could be, I hardly knew her, hence was a little uncomfortable about asking for her age. Yeah? I hardly knew her, hence was a little uncomfortable about asking for her age. So again, you can see that because I use hence, the rest of the sentence is also a little bit more formal, right? I say hardly. Not I didn't know her, not I didn't really know her, not I didn't quite know her, but I hardly knew her, hence was a little uncomfortable about asking for her age. Okay, all right. I'm going to show you guys this. I'm going to give you 2 minutes. And English, you can also try this. Let's see, what mistakes can you find here? What mistakes can you find here?
In our list.
In this email.
In this email.
Yeah. So let me make it clearer. Like this.
So, parent, it's okay to not put S after the parent if just only one.
Yeah, it's okay. So we can say parent. Yeah, because I am just one parent, right? Maybe I'm the mother, maybe I'm the father. Yeah. English says, I'm concerned about. Actually, I'm concerned that is totally fine. With concerned, we can say it in two ways. First, we can say I'm concerned that sentence. For example, I'm concerned that, I don't know, the building will fall down, right? We can also say concerned about with a noun. So for example, I'm concerned about the building falling down, right? A verbal noun. I'm concerned about the building falling down. I'm concerned about the safety of the building. So both of those are okay. Yeah, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong about concerned here. This is correct.
Should just say she might be not or she may be not concerned, able to follow.
You mean may instead of might? Here? Actually, this here is okay. The problem, why do we have this line? Everybody, I would like you to read the whole sentence.
I think.
It's difficult, right?
Yeah, I have read somewhere, but maybe misunderstand it. If asking if I am and she might, I think that should be she may something. But I have read somewhere that it's not okay to use might if you are not sure about something.
Yeah, might and may, it both means that you're not sure. Actually, may is a little bit more formal, but apart from that, there's nothing wrong with might. Like might here is okay, I think. The problem is the structure of this sentence. Okay, let me read it to you and maybe you will get it if I read it to you. I'm concerned that my kid, that she might not be able to follow up the maths lessons. Kazu says it's something to do with that. Yes, you are correct. It's something to do with that. What? Like, what's the problem? We can't have two that's. There is no sentence here. Yeah, I'm concerned that my kid, what?
My kid might not be able.
Exactly, that my kid might not be able, right? We can't have two that's in this sentence. So you could say, I'm concerned about my child that she might not be able to blah, 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 blah. You could say this with concerned about, and then with this punctuation mark. But most of you, I think, don't know how to use this punctuation mark. Yeah, this punctuation mark is quite an advanced punctuation mark. And if we do it with a comma, this is now grammatically incorrect. We can only do it with this punctuation mark. That's too confusing. I'll talk to you about that maybe later.
I have used the comma all the time.
Yeah, to be honest, this punctuation mark here, this is called a semicolon, right? This is called a semicolon, and I can say this is one of the most badly used pieces of punctuation in English. I don't only mean by foreigners, I also mean by English native speakers. unless you read a lot in English, it's difficult to learn naturally how to use this piece of punctuation. So if you guys find it difficult, please just think, I have taught native speakers how to use this piece of punctuation for like 5 years, right? And every single person finds it very difficult. So please don't worry about that. Like, it will take some time. Okay. Is your essay kind of redundant or repetitive? So there's no problem here with the sentences. It's just that this sentence here was not grammatically correct, right? Okay, I have another problem with this word. Kid. This is not appropriate to use in an email. Kid is a very informal word. It's a very casual word. So we can say child, son, or daughter, right? Kid is like if you're talking to your friends. To be honest, most people in English also will never say my kid. They might say the kids, like multiple, but most people will never say my kid. It sounds very weird. It does sound like a non-native speaker. We would say my son or my daughter, or my child. Usually with kid, usually we use it in the plural. So maybe like the mom can say, hey, where are the kids? Right? If you have many kids. And the dad say, I have no idea. I thought they were with you. Right? So usually we use it like this. Or we can use kid to just mean a child, but not my child, just like a child. For example, I went to the cinema and there was a kid watching an 18+ film. Yeah, there was a kid watching an 18+ film. This means a child. But it's very informal, so it's not appropriate to use in an email, especially about your own child. So I'm concerned that my child. Okay, now let's talk about follow up.
I think it's right.
You don't think so?
Yeah.
What would you say instead, maybe?
I would catch up.
Phrasal verbs.
I think I'm not able to follow or to catch up. Maybe something.
Yeah, again, let's talk about this because there are a lot of very similar words in English that mean very similar things. So first of all, let's talk about follow. Actually, if you just used follow, this would be okay, because if you can follow something, it means you get something, you understand something. So you could say, for example, sorry, I don't quite follow. This means sorry, I don't understand. It doesn't mean I don't understand the English, right? It means that maybe one person is making a point, but you don't understand why they are like making this point or why they are saying these things. So follow, you can imagine you are like, this is their argument, right? Like this, and you are following along. Yeah, you are following along. So you could say, for example, I always found her physics lectures rather difficult to follow. She jumped from one topic to another that were seemingly unconnected, right? So she just talked about this, then she talked about this, and so I found it difficult to follow. This doesn't mean that you don't literally understand, right? It means that you don't understand why they are talking like in this way. Okay. Follow up and follow up on. Follow up or follow up on someone means like if you have sent an email and the person doesn't respond, you know this one, I think. You will send another email, and that second email is following up. It means, again, imagine you are literally following the person like, hey, hello, hi, so did you, like this, right? You're literally following the person. So you can send a friendly email like, hey, I just wanted to follow up. Is the project going well? Hey, I just wanted to follow up. Follow up on, this is not a phrasal verb, this is just the preposition that we use with follow up, right? So you could say, I wanted to follow up on the status of the project. Yeah, I wanted to follow up on the status of the project. Is it going well? Can I help you with anything? Catch up, and again, it's the same, catch up on. This is just the preposition that we use. This is not like a new phrasal verb. So catch up means you were behind. So maybe you missed school, or like you missed a deadline. You didn't do the work, and now you need to catch up, right? That means that everybody else is here, they are in front, you are behind, you need to catch up. So maybe in one weekend, you need to write 3 essays. That is catching up. Yeah, you're frowning. It wouldn't be a good weekend, right? Yeah. So you could say, sorry guys, I can't come to the party. I need to catch up on some stuff. This is also, by the way, a very good excuse if you don't want to come to something. You can say, sorry, I need to catch up on some stuff. Yeah, or I've got some stuff to catch up on. I've got some stuff to catch up on. Sorry, I can't make it to the party. I personally will often use this one. It's very polite, and also everybody knows that maybe you just don't want to come, right? Everybody knows that. It's not like you are saying, I have a doctor's appointment because my wrist is broken, right? Everybody will not ask you any more questions. So here, what could we say? We could just say follow. I think follow would be okay. Or we could say something like, we could paraphrase it. We could say something like, I'm concerned that my son is struggling with, your maths class. And to be honest, I'm not going to capitalize this. And again, check. If you are writing in British English, we write maths. If we are writing American English, we write math. Math. Right? It's short for mathematics. Mathematics with an S. So in English, we put it together. But again, it's singular, right? It's maths is difficult. So this is not a plural. This is just the ending of the word. Like physics, right? Physics ends in S, but it's not one physic, two physics. This is just the ending of the word. Okay. Whew. Yes, TJ says, I cannot attend the class today. I need to catch up after my working hours. Yes, perfect. I mean, not perfect. I hope you can attend, but the sentence is perfect. Okay, no worries. See you later, TJ. Good. Okay, can you find one more problem? I think this is a good exercise, right? It's challenging. There is one more problem, and there are 2 more things that I would change. They are not problems, but maybe I would change them to be more natural or to be more polite.
I think I would decapitalize me.
Yeah, right. First of all, this should not be a capital, right? Because it's not at the beginning of a sentence and it's not a name. So, right, may.
Some I think extra class.
Yeah, tutorials. This is a difficult word. Usually we use this for university level. And I'm sorry, English is so hard. Times like this, I think it's so hard. Usually also only at Oxford. So for most people, if we hear the word tutorials, we think about classes at Oxford University. I'm so sorry. This is so specific. Yeah, I'm so sorry, everyone. You can say tuition. This is the word, or tuition or tutoring. These are the words that we usually use to mean this. So we mean like extra classes outside of school. We can say tuition or tutoring. And again, listen, tuition. It's not tuition, right? Tuition, tutoring, tutoring. So you could say, during school, my maths was so bad that I had to get extracurricular tuition every week. Or you could say, I had to get extra tutoring every week. I'm so sorry. Times like this, I think. Why do we have so many words? Yeah. I think it's an interesting topic, right? Because every language, of course, has many, many words. And, you know, every native speaker, we like to think that our language is the most beautiful, the most difficult, the most challenging. Every native speaker, like if I speak to a French person, he will say, but French is the most difficult language on the world, you know. No, it's not. But actually, English does have, if you look at the dictionary, English has one of the largest dictionaries in the world. There's something like 1.2 million words. To be honest, even native speakers, we don't know like a lot of it, right? Like if I read a book that's from 100 or 200 years ago, I will learn a new word every page. I will learn a new word. And my vocabulary is very big in English because, you know, I've read a lot. So if you come across words like this, just ignore them. If you don't need them, whatever, just ignore them, move on, learn words that you do need. Okay, now what would I change? Oh, okay.
Is it to improve? Or you can say increase? Okay.
That's a good point. I think increase is okay. I think improve is probably better, but increase is okay. Yeah, it's fine. It's not wrong. For me, I would change, I am Eliza. Maybe my name is Eliza, right? I am Eliza sounds like I am Batman, or like yeah, it sounds quite funny. I am Eliza. Yeah. So maybe my name is Eliza, but it's not wrong. It's not wrong. The other thing is hence. It's okay, but this word is quite difficult to use properly. Again, it's a word that native speakers sometimes will also use. So let me teach you guys a new word. If something is not wrong, but doesn't sound good, we can say it sounds clumsy. Yeah, it sounds clumsy. So there's nothing wrong with this word, but maybe it doesn't sound great to use it here. You can say it sounds clumsy or it sounds awkward, like this, right? And it's the same with native speakers. We write in a way that sounds clumsy or awkward all the time. Like it's totally common. But this word is very difficult, so I'm going to leave it here. We can just leave this one for today, I think. Yeah, because I don't think you guys will ever really use this word. Although, correct me if I'm wrong. If you want to use it, I can tell you. Okay, So we looked at clumsy, tutorials, tuition, tutoring, maths with an S, right, is the UK style, concerned that, concerned about, both are okay. Follow means to understand, right? Sorry, I don't quite follow. I always found her physics lectures rather difficult to follow. To follow up or to follow up on means to check the progress of something. So I wanted to follow up. Is this project going well? I wanted to follow up on the status of the project. Catch up on means that you were behind, right? Maybe you missed school, you didn't do the work, and now you have to do it. Sorry, guys, I can't come to the party. I need to catch up on some stuff. One more, catch up with means talk to someone after a long time where you haven't spoken to them. So you can say, for example, hey, are you free sometime next week? I'd love to catch up. That means I'd love to see like what is happening in your life, and I can tell you what is happening in my life. Okay, we talked about kid, that usually we use it in the plural, right? So the kids, and often the kids. The kids, it's like those ones, those kids, those kids. Hey, where are the kids? I've no idea. I thought they were with you. Yeah, so usually we will say son or daughter. Okay. And we talked also about hence, means therefore or from this. But really this word you will only see in literature. So it's not super important to learn how to use this. Because in English we have different types of formality, right? You have English that is used in maybe academic papers. You have English that is used in like business. You have English that is used to be very polite, like informal social situations. Let's say, for example, I am getting married, right? And I want to give a speech. Or let's say that I am going for a dinner party with somebody very, very important. I'm not going to speak like I'm at a business meeting. I'm not going to speak like I'm a scientist, but I still need to be very formal. Then we also have English in literature and poetry. So these are like the 4 types of formal language. And sometimes they can be similar, but sometimes they can be very different. For example, the word hence, like I said here, really, this is not just a formal word, this is also a literary word, right? A word we use in novels, plays, poems. So actually, if I used hence in an academic paper or in a business setting, even though all 4 are also formal, it would feel a little bit strange. Like it would feel a little bit weird. Right? In the same way that if I don't know, some business word, like quarterly target, right? Something like this. If I use this in a poem, this is also going to sound very weird, right? It would sound very strange. So if you're learning new words, I always recommend looking at some example sentences, because then you can see what kind of area is this word used in, right? If I look up hence, for example, let's look up hence. So first of all, you can very easily see that all of these sentences are very, very long, right? That's the first clue, that this is a word which we don't use like in a casual email or in casual speech. Why? Like this is a book about farming. You don't need to read this. This is way too complicated. None of you guys maybe are interested in farming. This is a history book. This is a book about chemistry. This is a book about some, like how to make pottery. This is a book about biology. This is a book about religion. So you can see, for example, that these are the kind of contexts when we would use hence. So if you want to look up a new word, I always recommend looking at the context that it's used in. Oh, okay. Well done, everybody. All right, let's move on. So today we're going to talk about some grammar which we can use when we want to write emails, okay, when we want to write in a more polite way. Because yesterday I found that I was correcting a lot of you guys, but actually maybe you never learned this grammar. So let's learn it, yeah, let's learn it. So we're going to talk today about this one. We're going to talk today about indirect questions. So let me make this bigger. What is an indirect question? What is an indirect question? Can you give me an example? So if I said, what's your name? That's a direct question, right? What's your name? Okay, indirect questions. So in English, we have two types of questions. We have a direct question. What's your name? Yeah, what's your name? Where do you live? What do you like to do as a hobby? These are all direct questions. Where is the train station? Yeah, direct questions. How do we know? Well, they're the easy kind of questions. They have a question mark at the end. They often start with where, or they start with an auxiliary verb like do, have, be, right? Are you coming? Do you like chocolate? Have you been skydiving, right? These are all direct questions. How may I call you? Yes. How may I call you? Exactly. These are all direct questions. Now, what happens in a direct question? Normally, the word order changes. I am going goes to am I going? We know this, right? This is easy. This is a normal way of making a question. What am I doing? Yeah? So the verb comes to the first position, right? I am eating. Am I eating? You guys know this. You guys know this. This is like the first thing, one of the first things you learn in English. And it's the same. What am I eating, right? The verb comes here, then we put what, where, when, why at the beginning. So you guys know all of this. This is easy. Good. Danny, good. This is an example, however, of an indirect question. Excuse me? Can I ask, everybody look at the word order in this sentence. Can I ask, what is your name? This is incorrect. Excuse me, can I ask what your name is? Okay, well done. Good. So, Duk, when I say indirect, I don't mean polite or impolite. I just mean, is it this kind of question? Or is it this kind of question? Yeah, what's the word order like? Okay. So let's have a look. An indirect question is a question that is, sorry, too cold? I'm sorry. Oh, if you want, okay, never mind, she's gone. Okay. An indirect question is a question that is inside either another statement or a question. Yeah, either another statement or a question. So let's look. So a normal sentence in English follows this pattern: subject, verb, object, right? SVO. So she sang, SV, right? The boy, S, walked, V, his dog, O, right? And in a normal question with an auxiliary verb, it looks like this: verb, subject, verb, object. For example, verb, subject, verb, object. Do you like pizza? Have you gone shopping? And for B question, again, it looks like this: is she a doctor? She is a doctor. Is she a doctor? She is a doctor. Is she a doctor? Ah, Duck says, I have to leave my training. See you later, Duck. Thank you for joining us. Okay. Now, what about an indirect question? So, in an indirect question, and guys, if this is confusing, don't worry. We will do many exercises to practice this, okay? So, in an indirect question, the question inside the statement follows the sentence pattern. It doesn't follow the question pattern. So that means it follows this pattern. She sang. Did she sing? But if I put this in a question, I will say, I asked if she sang. Right? I will not say, I asked, did she sing? I will say it like it's a sentence. I asked if she sang. And the first bit will just follow the normal pattern. So if this normal pattern is a sentence, it will be like this: I don't know what that means, right? I don't say, I don't know what does that mean. I say, I don't know what that means. Now, if it's a question, we will say, do you think? And then change the question to be the sentence order. We need more time. Okay. Whew. Okay, let's have a break for 10 minutes. I will leave this on the screen. I'm going to ask, can you guys think of 3 examples of an indirect question? In the break, can you think of 3 examples of an indirect question? Okay? All right, let's take a break for 10 minutes. Let's come back. Let's come back at 10. Ooh, what did I do? Let's come back at 10:38. Okay? See you guys in 10 minutes. Hello. Hello. Okay, perfect. How is everyone doing? I hope you had a nice break. Can you all hear me okay? Oh, wonderful. I can see some of you guys have answered. Kazu says, hello. Hello, Danny. Kazu says, I know what love is. Perfect. I'm thinking of a song, right? Maybe you're thinking of the song. I'm not going to sing it, but I'm thinking of a song. Good. So here, originally, the answer is, what is love? Yeah, maybe you know this song, What is Love, right? And I know what love is. So how can we understand this part of the sentence? Well, we can, first of all, we can ignore the what, yeah? We can just look at the end part. We can just look at the end part. Because this is the normal order in a sentence, like love is big, bold, bright, beautiful. Hello, Primrose. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. I like your name. Yeah. Love is. Okay. Danny, thank you very much. Danny says, I don't know what kind of food you like to eat. Yeah, good. Let's look at this. I don't know what. Oh, let's put my computer over here. Okay. I don't know what kind of food you like to eat. Good. So how can we understand this sentence? We can ignore the question. So here, the question is what kind of food, right? Because this actually has moved from here, right? So the answer would be something like you like to eat chocolate. So then it changes to you like to eat what kind of food? And then what kind of food comes here, right, in a normal question. So you like to eat. Good. Let's look at his second example. Do you mind if I ask, how long have you been working in Thailand? Danny, number 2 is not correct, okay? Let's see if you can correct number 2. Number 2 is wrong. Everybody else, you can also try to correct number 2. Number 3, can you tell me how I can get to Watsakit? Yeah, this is correct, right? Can you tell me how I can get to Watsakit? This is correct, right? Because the question is, how can I? So this changes to how I can. Okay, everybody, how can we correct Danny's second sentence? Do you mind if I ask, how long have you been working in Thailand? What's the problem with this sentence? What's the correct version of this sentence? First of all, everyone, let's check. We know this is an indirect question. And in an indirect question, the second part should be the order of the sentence. So first, check if it is an indirect question. How can you tell? Because it has 2 parts, right? The first part is either a question or a sentence. Secondly, check the word order of the second bit. If it's the same as a direct question, it's wrong, right? If it's the same, if it just sounds like a question, if you could take this part and say it like a question, hey, how long have you been working in Thailand? Then we know it's wrong. Good, Danny has corrected himself. Can you tell me how long you have been working in Thailand? Yeah, good, this is correct. How long you have been working in Thailand? Because we can say you have been working in Thailand for 12 months. Right now, it's the same order as a normal sentence. Okay, now let's look at when we use these types of questions. So I told you guys that we use these often to be more polite. So let's look at some examples. So a normal question, what time is it? And an indirect question, could you please tell me what time it is? Look at the word order. What time is it? But here, could you please tell me what time it is? This changes, right? Secondly, we can have more information at the beginning of the sentence, right? Will she call me? That's just a yes or no. But I wonder if she'll call me. Now I am expressing curiosity. Guys, remember we learned this word yesterday, express. I don't know where my bag is. I want to know when this meeting will start, right? I want to know more things. The last way, which can be a little bit confusing, is to change direct speech to reported speech. So in this sentence, what do you want to know? These are someone's exact words. But if we don't want to say their exact words, we can say it with reported speech. He asked me what I wanted to know. And you guys can see here that the tense will change. Why? Because the tense always changes with reported speech and indirect questions. We will look at more of this in 1 minute, okay? Wirini has some examples. Okay, the first two are very good. I would like to know what food you like to eat. Yeah, perfect. The question would be, what food do you like to eat? And here, what food you like to eat. I wonder where the post office is. Yeah, good. Not I wonder where is the post office, right? But I wonder where the post office is. The third one is not a question. The third one is just two sentences together. Right? Because I can't say, if you are ready, that is not a question. That is not a question. Okay. Let's continue. So, some of these we talked about yesterday. So these are some introductory question phrases. So all of these ones are indirect questions within questions. What does this mean? It means that at the end of the sentence, even though this word order is like a sentence, we will still put a question mark here because the whole thing actually is still a question, right? So do you know? Who knows? Do you think? Do you remember? Could you tell me? Would you mind telling me? Okay. Do you know? Who thinks? Who knows? Do you remember? Could you tell me? Would you mind telling me? And our questions, when does the class start? So we change it, right? First of all, we get rid of does. Secondly, we have to pay attention to the tense, okay? So here it's just start. Why? Because the does shows us that it's present. It shows us that it's present and it has an S, right? It shows us that it's it because the class is it. right? It starts. The class starts. So firstly, let's get rid of does. Secondly, the class start, we need to think, what is missing here? It's an S, right? So we've changed it here. Okay, good. Let's look at the next one. Okay, who knows what is the answer? Okay, so this one, we don't need to change anything here with is, right? Because it's a verb with to be. That means that we don't have does, we don't have can, we don't have, we don't have will, we don't have any auxiliary verb. So we know that is going to stay the same, but it should move to the end of the sentence. Yeah, because if you just want to write a sentence like this, that's okay. The answer is A. Yeah, the answer is A. Okay, let's look at the next one. So I'm going to go through these ones slowly so that you can see the process. Do you think and can he come tonight? Okay. First of all, can is an auxiliary verb. It's a modal verb. It's at the beginning of the sentence, so we need to move it. He can. Now, do we need to put an S? No, because it's a modal verb. And in English, the modal verbs, he will, he would, he can, they don't have an S, right? So, he can come tonight is just a sentence on its own. So, do you think? He can come tonight. Very good. Okay, next one. Do you remember where is the restaurant? We know this is to be, so we don't need to change it, right? It's not an auxiliary verb, but we need to move it to the end because the final sentence is going to be the restaurant is here. The restaurant is there. So do you know, do you remember where the restaurant is? Okay. This one is the same. Is, yeah, there is free parking. What time is it? It's the same. Is. So for all of these, we are taking the verb, right? We are taking the verb or the auxiliary verb, the first verb, and we are putting it after the subject. Yeah, he can come. There is free parking. It is 9 o'clock. Okay, does this make sense to everyone? I hope so. Okay, now let's have a look at some examples of indirect questions in statements. So a statement is a sentence like, it is good, right? It's not a question. A statement is just, it is good. Our teacher is sick. Okay. Now, this is where it gets a little bit difficult. So you can see that all of these, can you tell me what tense is this in? Yeah, you guys can type. What tense are these in? What tense are all of these sentences in? Nobody? Well, most of them are in the present, right? Do you know? Who knows? Do you think? Do you remember? Yeah, present simple. Exactly, present simple, good. And so even here, we have a conditional, right? But it's a conditional which is happening now. Yeah, it's a conditional which is happening now. So all of these are basically in the present. What does that mean? That means that we don't need to change the question. right? The question actually can stay as it is. We don't need to change it, right? Do you know, when does the class start? Yeah, I need to maybe change this S. Yeah, Danny says, for this topic, it's quite tough to understand in a short time. Hang in there, everyone, keep going. Exactly, this is a very difficult topic. Actually, the level of this worksheet is C1. Previously, we were studying B1. What does this mean? This means that this is much more advanced. So if this is difficult, that's because it's difficult. That's because it's a difficult topic. So take your time. You will not learn this today, but maybe I can introduce it to you today, and you can start to do some exercises and learn it later, okay? Okay, let's look at some examples. So, now, these ones, however, I asked. This one is not in the present simple. This is in the past simple. So, let's have a look. I wonder, and the question is our teacher sick today? So this is a yes, no question, right? Sorry, it's quite hard to write with my finger. This is a yes, no question, right? What does that mean? That means that we need to add a word. What word? Well, a word that gives us yes, no. So we can add whether, or we can add if. So, are you going shopping? I can say, I wonder if you are going shopping. Are you drinking water? I wonder if you are drinking water. Are you leaving? I wonder if you are leaving. Right? Are you in Thailand? I wonder whether you are in Thailand. And there is no difference between if and whether. It's the same thing, yeah? Whether sounds a little bit more formal, but apart from that, it's exactly the same. So I don't know if she is coming. I don't know whether she is coming, yeah? Both are correct. However, so I wonder if our teacher is sick today. So first we should put whether. I wonder whether our teacher is sick today. And then it's the same as the last one. You need to move is to go here. Okay, I want to know, okay, let's do this one. I don't know, who does this book belong to? This one, both are in the present, right? So we don't need to change the tense, but let's look. First of all, let's get rid of does, okay? Because it's not a question anymore. Secondly, this S we need to add here, right? Because the book belong to is not correct. So let's add S. And then we have the final sentence. I don't know who this book belongs to. I'm not sure where are my keys. Again, let's take the verb, let's put it after the subject. I'm not sure where my keys are. Let's ask, do they like video games? Okay, let's get rid of do because it's not a direct question. Do we need to change this? No, we don't, because they like is okay, right? So let's ask whether they like video games. Okay, so all of those are maybe quite simple. So let's do some, let's all just do some exercises together. In the present tense, okay? So I'm going to write, let's do some practice of this. I'm going to write a sentence, Then I'm going to write a second sentence, and I'd like you to make them a question. So for example, I don't know, and are you coming today? Okay, so this one would change to I don't know if Okay, who can tell me the answer? I don't know, are you coming today? So first we need to move the verb. What's the answer to this one? Yeah, very good, Kazu. Good, Werani. So I don't know if you are coming today. Okay, good. So first we move are to be here, right? I don't know if you are coming today. Okay, number 2. Yeah, we will start with some easy questions and later we will make it a little bit more challenging. So I wonder, and who is that? I wonder, who is that? I wonder, who is that? Danny has given us another example. Yeah, correct. So for the first one, we could use whether. I don't know whether you are coming today. And for both if and whether, if you want, you can write or not at the end of a sentence, right? But you don't need to. So you could say, I don't know if you are coming today or not. I don't know whether you are coming today or not. Good. Good, Primrose. Yeah. I wonder who that is. And sometimes we will put a question mark. Sometimes we will not put a question mark. It depends on the writer. Okay. I wonder who, Danny, I think you're missing a word. I wonder who that is. I wonder who that is. Okay. I wonder, does she like chocolate? I wonder, does she like chocolate? I wonder, does she like chocolate? Danny, first of all, this sentence is not appropriate to ask me. Secondly, this sentence is incorrect. Yes, good, Primrose. I wonder if she likes chocolate. Good. So first of all, we need to get rid of does, yeah? No does. Secondly, we need to check like. She like? Is it okay? No, it's not okay, right? We need an S. Good. I wonder if she likes chocolate. Good. Danny, how could we say this sentence correctly? I wonder who is your boyfriend? I wonder who. Okay, so take is and move it here, right? I wonder who your boyfriend is. Good. Yes, Kazu, we can also say, I wonder whether she likes chocolate. I wonder whether she likes chocolate. Okay, let's do some more examples. I don't know, and can you reach the shelf? I don't know. Can you reach the shelf? Napasa, this is a question. So you are missing one word in here. You are missing one important word. Yeah, this is a yes/no question. Danny, it's the same. This is a yes/no question. Okay? So for yes/no questions, we need to say if or whether. Good. Good, Primrose. So I don't know if you can reach the shelf. Or I don't know whether you can reach the shelf. Yeah, I don't know whether you can reach the shelf. Okay, let's do one more. Okay. He isn't sure. Where is his big red hat? Where is his big red hat? Yes, Danny, we can also say, I don't know whether you can reach the shelf or not. Yeah. He isn't sure. Where is his big red hat? What do you guys think for this one? Good. He isn't sure where his big red hat is. Good, but we wouldn't write a question mark, right? This is not a question, really. He isn't sure. Good. Napasa, you have to check what is happening here. It's a where sentence. So he isn't sure where his big red hat is. Yeah, he isn't sure where his big red hat is. Very good. Okay. Now let's continue, all right? Now, let's look, however, let's look at something slightly more difficult now, okay? So you've got the idea, right? We need to change the word order, so the verb needs to go after the subject to become the normal order of a sentence, right? And if it's a yes/no question, we need to say if or whether. So you have the idea. Now, let's look at number 2. What is different about number 2? Who can tell me? What is difficult about number 2? What is difficult? What is different about number 2? No? Nobody? Well, number 2 is a different tense. Yes, exactly, Danny. Changing the tenses, correct. Number 2, so yeah, very good, Kazu. Tense, very good, Napasa. Exactly, the tense is different, right? So here, I asked is in the simple past, right? The simple past. But the question is, does she have a cold? Now, this is where it gets a bit difficult because we need to change the tense in this question part to be the same as the tense here. Why? We just do. So for example, does she have a cold? First, we get rid of does. She have, but now we need to look at this verb, right? This have, it doesn't match the tense. So we need to change the tense to had. Yeah, I asked if she had a cold. Now, please, everybody, please have a think, okay? Does she still have a cold? Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Maybe yes. Maybe. I don't know. This is not saying she had a cold and now the cold is stopped. This is not a normal use of the past tense. The only reason it's in the past is because it has to be the same as the beginning. That's all. It's just grammar. That's the only reason. Okay, let's delete all of these and let's look at these in more detail. Okay, so let's look at the easiest one first, okay? So imagine that the direct questions were asked yesterday. So all of these questions were asked yesterday, okay? And today you are telling your friend what we said, okay? Today you are telling your friend what we said. So the first one, yesterday I said, hey, what does she want? And today I'm telling my friend, hey, yesterday I asked what she wanted. I asked what she wanted. Okay, let's look at this in more detail, okay? So, yesterday, let's make a table. Let's make a table. Insert table. Okay, so this is yesterday I asked. Today, I said to my friend. Okay, so yesterday I asked, where is she going? Or what was the question here? What does she want? Okay, what does she want? Yeah, so today I said to my friend, I asked what she wanted. Why? Because this must be the same, yeah? ED, ED. Okay, let's try some more examples. So yesterday I asked, where is the bathroom? Today I said to my friend, I asked, what? What is the correct answer here going to be? I asked what? No? Well, first of all, let's just change it like it's the present, right? So first of all, we have to take is and put it here. No, pinned out. I think this is a little bit confused, yeah. I asked where the bathroom was. Good. I asked where the bathroom was. Why? Because first, just like before, we need to move this. So we need to move the verb after the sentence. And then we need to check, hey, is it the same tense? No, it's not. So let's make it the same. Where the bathroom was. So I asked where the bathroom was. Okay, let's try another one. So yesterday, my friend said, what do you do on the weekend? My friend asked, or I can say maybe I asked, what? I asked. Okay, first of all, what is our question word? What? Yeah. I asked what? Who? You. Good. I asked what my friend did on the weekend. Yeah, very good. Good. So firstly, we should get rid of this one, right? Then the verb is do. We should change it to did. Good. I asked what you did on the weekend. Okay, let's just do one more of these. Good. I ask? No. Primrose, we need to change the tense, right? This is in the past. If you say I ask, it means every day I ask. So it's true. Every day I ask you what you did on the weekend, right? Every day I ask you what you did yesterday. But now I'm saying, hey, this is what I said yesterday. Yeah. Yesterday, he asked me. Let's change it a bit. Yesterday, he asked me. Oh, stretch. Yesterday, he asked me. Good. Where I lived, where did you live? Which one is correct? Where I lived is correct, right? Because we change this part. Where I lived, Napasa, where I lived. Yes, correct, Kazu. He asked me where I lived. Why? Because we should change this to be the same as asked. Yeah, so yesterday he asked me where I lived. Yesterday he asked me where I lived. Now, this is a really good example because actually lived in the past, but probably I live in the same place, right? I didn't move. I still live in the same place. So you can see that even though I still live there now, we need to use the past in this sentence. Why? Just because it needs to agree with here. Don't try to understand it too much. It's just because it needs to agree. They need to be the same. Okay, everyone. Let's have a look at a different example. Okay, so we have all of these tense changes. So now we just looked at this change, the simple present to the simple past. Yeah, now let's look at the present progressive to the past progressive. It's the same idea, right? Are you coming to the party? She asked if I was coming to the party. Let's have a look at this in more detail. So let me make a table. Insert table. Okay. Okay. So our example sentence here is, are you coming to the party? Now, this is where it gets a little bit confusing. Because here, it's not she was asking if I was coming. Here, it's just that everything in the second half needs to go one more into the past. So in English, we have the present simple. What is it in the past? It's the past simple. In English, we have the present progressive, so I am going. What is it in the past? It's the past progressive. Yeah, I was going. In English, we have the present perfect. I have gone. And one more in the past, we have the past perfect. I had gone. In English, we had will, can. In the past, we have would, could. So you can see that in English, again, this is super confusing. So don't worry if it's difficult. Don't worry if it's difficult. It will take some time. Probably you will need to learn it again and again and again. That's okay. So in English, every single tense in the present has like a twin in the past, right? So the present simple, I go, what is its twin? Its twin is I went. I am going, what is its twin? Its twin is I was going, yeah? I am going to. What is its twin in the past? What about I am going to? Good, yeah, good, exactly. I was going to, exactly. Exactly, right. So when we are writing these indirect questions, think about it like this. Okay, I'm going to write this because this is confusing. The second half of the question will change from present meaning, or like the present form, to its past twin. So anything that is I go will become I went. Anything that is I am going will become I was going. Anything that is I have gone, it will become I had gone. Anything that is will become would. Anything that is can will become could. Anything that is I am going to will become I was going to. Okay, so let's look at this in more detail. So, are you coming to the party? I asked if he what? What is its twin in the past? What is its twin in the past? I asked if he Very good, exactly, Napasa, right. I asked if he was coming to the party. Full stop. And again, we will not put a question here. Good. I asked if he was coming to the party. Yes, very nice. Good, Danny. Well done, you three. You are doing really well, right? Napasa, Kazu, Danny. You guys are writing a lot. Well done. Okay, let me give you another one. Okay. Is he still staying with Bill? So I asked what? I asked what? Okay, nice, Napasa. You're the first one. Then Danny. Okay, you guys type at a very similar speed. Yeah. I asked if he was still staying with Bill. Good. I asked if he was still staying with Bill. Well done, Kazu. Okay. Oh, pardon me. Let's just do one more, okay? Okay. I asked, are we climbing the mountain tomorrow? 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 What do you guys think? Okay, this is the last one, and then we will have a break. No answers? Okay, thank you, Kazu. I asked if we were climbing the mountain tomorrow. Yeah. Danny, not quite. First of all, remember we need if. I asked if. Yeah? I asked if we, and it's not we was, right? So again, you need to check the verb. Is it correct? So he was is correct, but we were, I asked if we were climbing the mountain tomorrow. Oh, okay, well done everyone. That's difficult, right? That's very difficult. Okay, I will show you guys this as an example. So you can see all of the twins here. So simple present, simple past. What does she want? He asked what she wanted. Then, are you coming to the party? She asked if I was coming. Now, this one is a little bit difficult. The simple past and the present perfect will both go to the past perfect. So we can put this here. The past simple, I went, its twin is also the past perfect. I had gone. Okay, so I will leave you guys. You guys can look at this in the break, and let's take a 10-minute break. Let's take a 10-minute break. Let's take a 10-minute break and come back at 11:40. Okay, very nice. I will see you guys later. Well done. This is a difficult topic. Hello, hello. Okay. Can you guys hear me? Hello, hello, Teacher May. Hello, PM Sec. Nice to see you. Okay, let's get started. So, you guys had a chance to look at this? It's a little bit confusing, right? It's a little bit confusing. Thank you to everybody who is still with me. Hello, hello, Primrose. Hello, nice to see you again. Okay, so these are some of the common changes. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to put it in our document. Let's make it a little bit smaller. Okay. And now here we can do some example sentences. So let's try with the simple past and the past perfect. Let's try with the simple past and the past perfect. So let's just do this. Let's just do 2 or 3 together, all right? So did they pass the test? I asked whether they had passed the test, okay? Okay, the question is, did they already arrive? I asked, what would be the answer? Did they already arrive? I asked. I asked. Did they already arrive? Okay, so we have one example here, right? Did they pass the test? I asked whether they passed the test. Did they already arrive? I asked whether what? So we change this tense, did they pass, to this tense, they had passed. Did they already arrive? I asked whether, who knows? Okay, let's do it together maybe. I asked whether they had already arrived. And in this one, it's a bit tricky, right? Because we need to change had, and we also need to change arrive to arrived. Let's do another example. Danny says, I asked if whether they had arrived already or not. We only need one if, right? If or whether, we don't need two. Okay, let's do another example. Did you miss your family last year? He asked whether she, what? He asked whether she Does anyone know? It's the same as this one, right? So first we need to get rid of did. Then we need to change you miss to the past perfect. So you had missed. Yeah, he asked whether she had missed her family last year. Okay, Now let's try one with the present perfect to the past perfect. Again, it's the same. For these two, both of them, for both of them, we both changed to the past perfect. Okay, Kazu says, I asked whether she had missed her family last year. Yeah, good. I asked whether she had missed her family last year. So I know someone has a question, right, about this use of tomorrow. Can we still say tomorrow? Is it possible to still say tomorrow? Where is the question? Yes. Napasa says, I wonder if the time tomorrow can be used with the past tense. Yes, it can, because it was tomorrow yesterday. That sounds confusing, but really it makes it easier. So we just take this whole sentence and we don't change it so much and we put it in the past. So everybody will understand that tomorrow meant tomorrow at the time of speaking. So for example, I can say, I wanted to go, well, I told her I would be going shopping tomorrow. That's okay. I understand tomorrow is tomorrow when I said this. So maybe that is today, right? Or maybe it has already gone. Actually, both are okay. So we're all intelligent human beings. Usually we can understand this. So I could say, I asked her, or I told her, I wanted to go shopping today. That would also be okay. Yeah, that would also be okay. Okay, let me do another example. I asked whether they had passed the test. Yeah, good. I asked whether they had passed the test, like here. Okay, so now I asked you, have you ever tried skydiving? And the question is, you asked us. Okay, you asked us. Have you ever tried skydiving? So this one is the same. It's the same. The simple past and the present perfect, they both go to the past perfect. Why? Because this is the tense in English that is like the furthest in the past, right? The furthest in the past. Okay? So have you ever tried skydiving? You asked us. I will wait for your answer. I will give you 2 minutes to write this answer. Okay, you asked us. First, what do we need? We need if or whether. Yeah, you asked us if. Good. Well done, Kazu. You asked us whether we had ever tried skydiving. You asked us whether we had ever tried skydiving or not. Yeah, correct. You guys, you are both correct. Okay, now let's try one with the simple future. So I will. Yeah, simple future is I will. So for example, when will he arrive? She asked when he would arrive. So will becomes would. Here it's the same. Can becomes could. Yeah, so can he go shopping? She asked if he could go shopping. Can he swim? She asked if he could swim. When will he arrive? She asked when he would arrive. Okay, my question is, who will he see on Tuesday? Who will he see on Tuesday? I asked who let's see. First of all, we need the subject. Who, he, right? Who, he. Then we need our auxiliary verb. Welcome back, Duck, welcome back. Yes, this is a headache today. This is a headache. I asked who he would see on Tuesday. Good. Danny, so you have said I asked whom he would see on Tuesday, and technically this is correct, right? So you guys, maybe you know that who, when it is the object, it becomes whom, right? So whom did you see, right? But to be honest, this is very old-fashioned, and most people never say this, right? We never say this. So it's not incorrect to say who. I think now everybody accepts that we all say who. Really, nobody says whom. But this is technically correct. Kazu, good. I asked who he would see on Tuesday. Good. I asked who he would see on Tuesday. Whew. Well done, everybody. Good job. Good job. Well done, Primrose. Yes, this is correct. Okay, let's have a look at the notes here. Yeah. So we have some notes here about if and whether. So basically this is saying indirect yes or no questions usually start with if or whether, right? They have the same meaning, but if is more common. This is what we talked about already. So what time is it? Could you tell me what time it is, right? We don't have anything here. But this is a yes-no question. Do you need help? Could you tell me if you need help? Could you tell me whether you need help? Now, we only have one exception. The exception here, as it says, is with the verb think. Don't ask me, I don't know. For some reason with think, we don't use if or whether. We don't say, do you think if they will come over, right? We just say, do you think they will come over later? Okay, let's practice this a few times. Let's practice this a few times. So with think, with the verb think, we don't need to say if or whether in a yes-no question. This is an exception. Yeah, this is an exception. Usually we need to say it. So let's try. So, do you think? I can ask, yeah. Do you think? Are you coming later? So how could I say this sentence? Normally, if it were do you know, we would use if, right? I would say, do you know if you are coming later, right? If you are coming later. But with think, we don't say if. Oh, yeah. Do you think? Are you coming later? With think, we just say, do you think you are coming later? Do you think you're coming later? Yes, good, Danny, good. Yeah, do you think you're coming later? Yeah, this is an exception. This is the only exception. So I could say, do you know who is going on the trip? Right? What would this be? This is the same, right? Do you know who is going on the trip? We can change this, right? Maybe we can say, do you know, a yes, no question, right? Is Melissa going on the trip? So this one should be, do you know if Melissa is going on the trip? Right? But with think, it will be, do you think Melissa is going on the trip? Right? We don't have any if here. There is nothing here. Okay. Danny says, do you think I understand the lessons today? Danny, I don't know. I don't know. It's up to you. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Okay. Yeah, this is a complicated topic again, so don't worry if it takes some time. I'm not expecting you to learn it today. If you can learn it today, I will be very happy. If it takes you 2 weeks, 2 months, it's more normal, yeah? Okay, let's also talk about this. When we use statements with whether or if, I notice some of you guys, you are writing or not. Okay, but where we put or not is different. So for whether, we have 2 options. We can say, I wonder whether the game is cancelled or not. So we can put it at the end. We can also put or not next to whether. I wonder whether or not the game is cancelled. But with if, we can only put or not in one place. We can just put it in here, yeah? I asked if we were allowed to go or not. I can't say I asked if or not. We were allowed to go. So if you want to be safe, you can just put or not at the end of the sentence, right? Because for both of them, it's okay. Let's look at this for a second. So everybody tell me, which sentence is correct? 1 or 2? Which sentence is correct? 1 or 2? One or 2? 1. Yes, well done, everybody. 1 is correct. Yeah, 1 is correct. Yeah, number 2, this should go here, right? Yeah, well done, everybody. Okay, what about this one? Okay, number 2. Which one is correct? Which one is correct? Is it 1 or 2? Okay, Napasa says 2. Danny says 1 and 2. Kazu says 2. Danny, you are correct. I'm sorry, everyone. That was a trick question. Both 1 and 2 are correct, right? With whether, we can put or not here. We can put it here, but we can also put it here. Yeah, we can also put it here. That means for yes and no questions, we have many ways to write them, right? I could say, do you know whether they are coming? I could say, do you know whether they are coming or not? I could say, do you know whether or not they are coming? I could also say, do you know if they are coming? And I could say, do you know if they are coming or not? So for yes, no questions, we have 5 ways to write them in English. Oof, it's very long, right? My advice, just choose one, yeah? If you like this one, you can choose this one. And then practice with this one. Okay. Now, let's talk a little bit about punctuation, okay? So for these ones, we use a question mark, so this thing, right? A question mark. We use this if the first phrase is a question, right? So here, could you tell me, is a question. But here, it's not a question, it's a statement. So for this one, we just use a full stop. Yeah, we just use a full stop. We just use a full stop. So let's look at that. How should I end this one? This is easy, right? I wrote it here. Well, I should put a question mark because do you know is a question. What about this one? Well, with this one, we should put a full stop because I don't know is not a question. Okay? All right, everybody. Okay. Let's have a go now at using these, using everything we have learned. Let's put it all together and let's try some exercises before we end, okay? So, who was that? I want to know who that was. I want to know who that was. Remember that if it's in the present, if this one is in the present, this one doesn't need to change, right? It's only if this one is in the past, like asked, could, asked, then we need to change the tense. Okay, everybody, let's try number 2 together. Do you remember? And then the question is, when does the meeting start? So let's put everything we learned together and do this exercise. Okay, everyone, please type it out. Okay, please type it out. Okay, we have some answers coming in. Good, Danny. Yeah, well done. Well done, Napasa. Right. Do you remember? Do you remember when the meeting starts? Primrose, we don't need to change the tense here, yeah, because this is just do you remember? So we don't need to change the tense. So starts is okay. Okay, everyone, let's look at number 3. Let's look at number 3. I wonder if, and then the question is, do they like sushi? I wonder if, do they like sushi? Okay, some of you are correct. I wonder if they like sushi. I wonder if they like sushi. Napasa, I wonder if or not they like sushi. Everybody, what is wrong with Napasa's sentence? This or not. With if, it should go at the end. I wonder if they like sushi or not. Yeah, I wonder if they like sushi or not. So we have 2 options. Let me write it here. I wonder if they like sushi. We could also say, I wonder if they like sushi or not. Good. Well done, Primrose. Well done, Kazu. Okay. Number 3. Who knows? And the question is, what time is it? What time is it? Who knows what time is it? Napasa, this is not correct. This is not correct. Yeah, why? Because you have not changed anything about this sentence, right? You have just said, what is the time? That is the order of a question. So we need to change this to be the order of an indirect question. So Danny, you are correct. Who knows what time it is? Primrose, you are also correct. Good. Who knows what time it is? So everybody, try not to change everything too much. Try to just change what is in the sentence here, right? Don't add any more words or change anything. Okay, number 5. Number 5. They asked, and then the question is, where is the restaurant? Where is the restaurant? Where is the restaurant? Okay, Danny has answered. What does everybody else think? What does everybody else think? Yeah, this one is more difficult, right? Because we need to change the tense. We need to change the tense. Primrose, think again. Try again. We need to change the tense. Yeah, we need to change the tense. Was. Don't be sorry. This is difficult. Yeah, this is tricky. Good. Danny, you are correct. Kazu, you are correct. And now Primrose, you are also correct. Okay. They asked where the restaurant was. Very nice. Yeah, well done, everybody. B, no, we need to change the tense. Why? Because here they asked. Yeah, they asked. So we should also change it to be in the past tense. They asked where the restaurant was. Okay, good. Well done, everybody. Let's clear these. Okay, this is all pair work, which we can't do. Okay, now let's try with reported speech. This one is going to be more tricky, right? For this one, we need to remember this chart. So the simple present becomes the simple past. What does she want? He asked what she wanted. Present, progressive, present, past progressive. Are you coming? If I was coming. Now remember, both the simple past and the present perfect, they both become the past perfect. So did they pass the test? Whether they had passed the test. Have you been to Europe? I asked if they had been. And the simple future becomes the conditional. So will he arrive? When he would arrive. Whew, that's a lot to remember. Again, don't worry if you can't remember, but let's try. Okay, so the first one, do you have a pen? So for all of these, we will use she asked. Okay, so do you have a pen? She asked if I had a pen. So for all of these, use she asked. Okay. You're very welcome. I'm so sorry that maybe it's a bit confusing, but I hope that you can get it. If you guys are on Ellie, you can do these exercises on Ellie. Okay? Everybody, let's do number 2. She asked, and then what time is it? Okay, our first answer has come in. Well done, Danny. What does everybody else think? Well done, Kazu. Well done, Napasa. Right, you guys are all correct. She asked what time it was. She asked what time it was. Very nice. Yeah, well done, Primrose. Okay, let's try number 3. Where are you going? Okay, she asked, where are you going? She asked, okay, so we have 2 answers. Yeah, well done. So your answers are different, but actually you are both right. You are both correct. So it just depends which pronoun, right? So she asked where I was going. She asked where you were going. Yes, well done, everybody. Yeah, well done, Kazu. Yeah, Kazu, you are also correct. Well done. She asked where I was going, or she asked where you were going. Yeah, both are correct. Well done. Okay, Question 4. What will you wear? What will you wear? Yes, Primrose. Well done. You are correct. Okay, question 4. What will you wear? She asked. Okay. Danny has answered. Napasa has answered. Yeah, you are both correct. She asked what you or I would wear. Yeah, Kazu, you are correct. Primrose, let's check this, right? So let's go to our... Okay, first of all, she asked what I would wear. What you would wear. Why? Because remember, in English, every single verb tense in the present has like a twin in the past, right? So let's have a look. Oh, let's clear those away. Yeah, let's have a look. So the simple future, will, becomes would. When will he arrive? She asked when he would arrive. So what will he do? She asked what he would do. Where will you go? I asked where you would go. Yeah? Because actually the meaning of these two sentences is different, right? She asked what I would wear. This means sometime in the future. But she asked what I was wearing. This means in the past, now, right? So maybe if we had this conversation on Tuesday, then it would be on Tuesday. It's kind of like time travel, all of these tenses. It gets very confusing about when is now, when was now, what is happening, right? It gets quite confusing. Okay, let's look at number 5. Are you studying now? So she asked. Danny, this is not quite correct, okay? So double check. Double check. Yeah, Napasa, this is good. She asked, remember, it's a yes, no question, right? Are you studying? Yes, I am. No, I'm not. So we need to have either if or whether. So we can say, she asked if I was studying now. Yeah, she asked if you were studying now. Both are okay. And Danny, you wrote then. Again, the easiest thing to do is just don't change the time phrase, because we will all understand that now was now, but in the past. Why? Because, yeah, good, Kazu. Yeah, correct. Why? Because the tense tells us that we are talking about something in the past that at the time was the present. Oof, confusing. Okay, question 6. Where have you been? She asked. Let's see if you remember which tense. Yeah, correct, Danny. She asked if I was studying now. Correct. She asked where I had been. She asked where you had been. She asked where I had been. Yeah, you guys are all correct. Yeah, you're all right. Oh. She asked where I had been. Very nice. Okay, let's just do a few more. Okay, let's get rid of these, clear all these drawings. Let's do a few more. Okay, number seven. Why didn't you listen to me? Why didn't you listen to me? She asked. She asked. Very good. Yeah, perfect, Napasa. She asked why you had not listened to me. Yeah, perfect. She asked why you had not listened to me. Yeah, everybody remember that did not becomes had not. She asked why I hadn't listened to her. Yeah, this is also good. She asked why I hadn't listened to her. Actually, the meaning of these two sentences is different, right? She asked why you had not. She asked why I hadn't. Okay, let's do one more and then we will recap. We will review for the day. So number 8. Actually, let's do number 10. Kazu, be careful. Remember your verb. So listen, listened, have listened, right? So why I had not listened to her. Okay, let's do number 10. B, she asked why I didn't listen to her. B, check your verbs again. So let me erase this. Okay, clear all drawings. Right, so the simple past, did they pass the test, goes to past perfect, whether they had passed the test, right? Had passed, had done, had eaten, had gone. Okay, let's just do this one more. Let's do number 10, and then we will finish for today. So we have our first answer that has come in. Thank you, Napasa. She asked if you would help me with my homework. Very good. Yeah, she asked if you would help me with my homework. Very nice. Let's see if anyone has some different answers. Thank you, Danny. Thank you, Kazu. Okay, yeah, you guys are all right? She asked if I would help her with her homework. Yeah, that's also fine. That's also fine. Well done. Okay, so everybody, for your homework, because it's Friday, That means that you guys have maybe 5 days until this next class. I'm going to set you some of these exercises. So let's go back to our classes. Yeah, so go back to the classroom, classes. I have to log in again. Okay, let's look at reading and writing. 27 people in this class, that's wonderful. Yeah, so yesterday we were talking about how to write an email and grammar test 2, okay? So if you like, you can do grammar test 2, but what I would like you to do most is these embedded questions. So I'm going to add this to your homework, everyone. I'm going to add this to your homework. And I would like you to complete the exercises here. Even if we already did some of them, to be honest, I think you guys will get something by doing it again, right? You will learn something by doing it again. So I'm going to add this to your homework. You can find that on Ellie. Yes, thank you very much. Ellie, you can get to Ellie by using this link, but I think actually most of you for this class, you are already in Ellie. If there's a pattern answer, it's easy. If the questions are mixed together, it would be so hard. Yeah, it's difficult, right? So there are some with patterns and some where they are mixed together. Danny says, I can't get into the class and Ellie, help me, please. Danny, did you sign up for this class? If you signed up for it, you can get into the class. All you need to do is you need to go to ellie.com like this, right? And it will ask you for a code. You can put in, oh, this is not the correct site. Yeah, go to this site here, 2 L's, 1 I. Okay, Danny says, I already did, okay? Unfortunately, Danny, since I can't see your computer, I can't see the problem. But if you put in this code, it should be okay. Show me here. So the problem is, Danny, I can't show you because I have a teacher's account, okay? So you need to go to this website, okay? Ellie.com, yeah, then you can also use it on an iPad. No worries. Just go to Google, or I use Firefox, but you can use Google, you can use Safari, and go to Ellie.com, Ellie.com, ELLII.com, and it will ask you to log in. And you can log in using this code. It will ask you for a code, then you need to put your email address in, okay? Homework very much, yes. Don't worry, you don't have to do all of it. Just do some, okay? Just do as much as you can. I will look at the homework and I will take away which homework maybe is too much, right? So don't worry about doing all of it, PMSec. Just do what you can. If you can just do one, then one is already very good, right? I am not going to examine you. You are doing homework because you want to learn. If the homework is making you tired, if it's very exhausting, then don't worry about it, okay? Because it's what's best for your learning. Okay, let's end it there for today. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much. I know today's was probably very difficult, so well done. And I will see you all next week, okay? Have a great weekend, and I will see you next week. Thank you very much, everybody. I will end the stream now. Goodbye.